Hi everyone, welcome to week 1 of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. My name is Amy Maynard and I am a certified Faster Way to Fat Loss coach. I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I'm gonna wait just a minute to see if anyone else hops on to this call. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying your 3-day weekend. I wanted to welcome you all. I'm so excited to be here. Hi, Christina. I hope you're having a good weekend. I just finished moving, so I'm surrounded by tons and tons of boxes. So I'm doing this live from my phone. But I'm excited to have a new little office area here. So it's just going to be a great change for our family. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed prep week. It looks like you guys were all working really hard, learning all of these new strategies. You're going to be fire hosed with information. And I want everyone to just keep in mind that we are focusing on progress, not perfection. This is not going to be an easy process. And I say that just because you got to commit to it and you've got to make the time to hold yourself accountable. I'm here to hold you accountable as well. But there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to be learning, and we're going to, not have perfect days, and that's okay. That's what this program is for. It is to learn how to implement intermittent fasting, carb cycling, whole food nutrition, and this is a lifestyle change. So it does take a little bit of getting used to, but the results you see from the inside out are definitely worth just everything. I've completely transformed my life. I've changed the way I eat, the way I kind of look at food. I actually enjoy it more. So starting out, I want everyone to think, I know we all started this program with one main goal, but over the first week, I want you to be thinking about what your goal is for this week, and you can post it right now. You can post it on the comments later. You can post it on our daily Facebook thread today. But I love seeing what your goals are and just sharing them with each other and celebrating when you hit those goals. It's a great feeling. So that's what I'm here for, to help you achieve that goal. But this week, what is your one main goal? It might be to, pre-plan your meals or hit your macros. Your macros, by the way, are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. Those 3 things. That's what we're focusing on in this program, are your proteins, carbs, and fats. So when you hear that word macronutrient, that's what those are. I know it's a little daunting, but you will get used to it, and you will see what happens when you are eating the right foods at the right times for the right reasons. And again, I'm so thrilled to be here with all of you. So again, if we stick to this plan and you all really commit to, hitting those macros, making sure that you're getting those foods in, you're getting enough food, you will see over the course of the 6 weeks, the fat just does start to kind of melt off. Everybody's different and it happens at different times, but know that if you commit and if you follow this program with the workouts, you will see amazing progress. Now, with that said, some people in my last round just focused on nutrition. I had a couple and they are now starting in on the workouts. So do what's practical for you, because you'll see the workouts, and if you're having a day where, oh, you know what, I'm just not able to fit this workout in, it's not the end of the world. The Faster Way to Fat Loss, we really like, the main focus here is the nutrition piece. So we want to make sure that we are learning how to fuel our body with the right foods, and the workouts are just an added bonus that are strategically paired with those food cycle days to maximize your fat burn, to increase energy levels. So you will see even more results with the workouts. I know at this point there is so much information, so I want to set the expectation that it will be a little overwhelming, and that's okay. You may get frustrated some days, and it's normal because we are learning almost, a whole new lifestyle here. So just know that I'm here to support you. I'm here for any questions that you have. I'm here to get you, through those motions, to learn the different strategies that we implement in this program. And what we are training our bodies to do is we're training them to, right now your bodies are sugar burners. So remember, when you are in a fed state, your body is, when you've broken your fast, your body is burning sugar. So we store sugar in our muscles and our liver, and then any excess carbs that we take in, they're stored as extra fat. So when we're burning sugar in our bodies, our glycogen stores on today and tomorrow are low carb days. Basically, we're tapping into those extra fats. So right now, our bodies are, depleting the sugar stored in our muscles and our liver, but we haven't yet trained them to tap into those fat stores. And that's what the carb cycling does. So when we're in the fasted state, we're able to tap into those fat stores that have been stored in excess, and we're able to start burning that fat. So right now, our bodies, over the next couple of weeks and through the total 7 weeks that we're in this program, we're training our bodies to be fat burners. So currently they're sugar burners, and we're going to train them to become fat burners. So it's a transition. And hi, Carla, in these low carb days, today and tomorrow, we're aiming, if we are women, we're aiming to eat less than 50 net grams of carbs. And if we're men, we're aiming to eat less than 100 net grams of carbs. So we're really, right today, we're going to tap in and we're depleting our glycogen stores. So because we're eating less carbs, you may feel a little more hangry, because our body is still adjusting, and we're learning. Oh, you're so nice, Carla. I love working with you guys. We're just learning how to become fat burners. So with the less amount of carbs we're taking in, we may feel a little cranky, hangry a little bit, but we will eventually get over that hump. But just make sure that you're staying hydrated, because the water, the same signal that tells us we're hungry is the same, cranky, yes, or hangry. The same sense that tells us we're hungry, it tells us that we're thirsty. So when I wake up in the morning, and they suggest drinking room temperature water. I do even drink a glass before I have my coffee in the morning, which helps. But when I start drinking the water, I can feel the hungry sense go away. Like this morning, I was busy all weekend, so I didn't track my macros yesterday. Hungry plus angry, yes. I didn't track them, and I've learned over the course of this process now, and that's the goal, is to eventually learn how to kind of just listen to your body and learn how to track macros on your own. So that's what we're going to be learning how to do through this process, is eating those right foods and eventually not have to track them, but learning what works for us and learning how to regulate the proteins, the carbs, and the fats. So over the course of this time, we'll be learning how to do that. So today, I want to give you guys some tips for low carb day. Remember, stay optimistic, you guys, stay positive. This whole program, progress over perfection, keeping that positive mindset is going to be huge. And it actually transfers over into, I feel like, other parts of my life where I just have kept this positive mindset. I'll have bad days, but you know what? Life is good. So you just think like it could be a lot worse. So just keep a positive mindset, because what you're doing right now is going to, in the long term, you're going to be healthier, you're going to feel better, you're going to have more energy. So today and tomorrow are low carb days. And these days are super important to pre-plan. Every day is important to pre-plan, but these are just some tips that I have for the low carb days, because in the beginning they tend to be the most tricky. So one thing that I always do, and I commute, right? So I keep some snacks on hand because I just want to make sure that I'm getting in enough fuel. And on the low carb days, remember, you're eating less. If you're a woman, less than 50 net grams, a man, less than 100 net grams. But you're going to keep your protein the same. Do not change your protein, because we always stay moderate on protein. Protein can actually be stored as fat if we eat it in excess. So we need to make sure that we're keeping that protein moderate. If you go over a few grams, it's not the end of the world, but just try to stay moderate. But our fats, we're going to increase 60 to 70%, which we talked about. So a lot of my snacks are higher in fat. So some ideas are almonds, cashews, just nuts in general. I also have beef jerky. I buy these beef jerky sticks at Trader Joe's. They're just gluten-free. They're called Chomps. I usually have one of those. Avocados are great for these days. I also have, I think I already said hard-boiled eggs, but raw veggies. I don't know if everyone cares for those. I happen to like raw veggies, although cooked veggies are a little better for you. But I always keep some broccoli in a bag and some cauliflower. It just fills me up, and those are good go-to snacks just to have on hand for those low carb days. Also, and I will send you guys some recipes too. I have fat bombs. You can make some at home. I've actually found some at the store too. I know Slim Fast makes a keto fat bomb. One of my former coaches, actually, she eats those, but I will send recipes for those. They're all over Pinterest, and there are some. I sent you guys a Pinterest link to my Pinterest pages. I have 3 on there, different, a low carb day, regular macro, and a low macro day ideas. But I'm gonna always be kind of sharing what I'm eating as well. But I love those fat bombs. Those are great for low carb days. Drinking lots of water. Make sure, I know it's hard because it's, we do have to go to the bathroom a lot. However, you should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day. I don't necessarily track mine, and I don't, you don't have to do that. When you're drinking a lot of water, but I keep just a Yeti cup with me, and I'm filling it up all day long. Water, herbal teas, your coffee. You can have, before you break your fast, it has to be less than 50 calories and contain 0 fiber. Otherwise, you're going to break your fast. So keep that in mind. But those waters, those herbal teas, just stay really, really hydrated. Varying your proteins. I'm a creature of habit. So on these days, these lean proteins, I typically have one of 3 things. I typically have salmon, ground turkey, lean ground turkey, and chicken, grilled chicken. Those are kind of my 3 go-tos. Yeah, the nurse's office. You're lucky you have that. Actually, I have one pretty close to my bathroom too. Or my classroom. I shouldn't say my bathroom. And just varying those proteins. Pork, I eat chicken, sausage. There's other fish options, tilapia, but it might be nice to vary those proteins on those days too. Let's see. Oh, big tip. And I know I already said this. Make sure that you're pre-planning your meals. Do it the night before. I don't have time in the morning, so I have to do it the night before. That way you're not scrambling to plug in your food, so you know exactly where you're at, and then you won't be at the end of the day either trying to fit something in. And sometimes they become so unbalanced when you do that. You have all this room left for fats, and you've hit your protein goal already. So just make sure that you're pre-planning those meals, because it's going to help you out tremendously. And those are really my tips for low carb day. Focus on healthy fats on those low carb days. Make sure you're not eating anything processed. Coconut oil, that's a great healthy fat. That's why I said those fat bombs have a lot of coconut oil in them. Avocados, nuts. Again, we're focusing on whole food nutrition. So if it comes from the ground or it has a mother, it's considered a whole food. And we want to make sure that we are gluten-free and dairy-free as much as possible. I say as much as possible because there may be something, especially on treat day, if you eat something. I had a donut this weekend. it's going to have gluten in it. And the fact that we're completely cutting it out, every once in a while you have it, it's not the end of the world, like on a treat day. But the reason we do cut out gluten and dairy is many of us have sensitivities. I, through this process, found out that I have a gluten sensitivity, and it's completely, like, my headaches are gone. My allergies have almost disappeared. So it's really interesting how everything ties into, even though I have severe environmental allergies. I think for years and years I've been treated for those, and here I find out I have a gluten intolerance. So dairy, dairy is an interesting subject, but cow's milk is meant for cows. I've read so much research on this, and I've completely cut dairy out for the most part. And now that I've cut it out for so long, when I do eat it or drink it, I've had like an ice cream sandwich, I get like a terrible stomach ache. So I completely have cut it out. So during these 7 weeks, gluten-free, dairy-free. I also recommend, if you are not taking a probiotic, I know I've talked to you guys about this, but it's really, it's a great thing to take. Just to keep our gut healthy. It helps, keep our immune system, stable, and also kind of helps, it does help with our, my anxiety. It's all tied together. So, and it also helps process, those foods. So probiotic is important. There are no meal plans for this program. They are going to actually be they're changing the program up here in the next few months, and there will be some meal suggestions, and you can find some meal suggestions they have like a starter kit on the website that you can download. However, and on my Pinterest page, you can find so many recipes, and I sent those. Babbling Abby, she's actually a former school teacher I used to follow, and she created all these recipes, so I actually use a lot of those. They're quick and go to. I emailed those to you, but if you don't have them, send me a message and I'll email them again. But the reason I love not having a meal plan is you can find foods that you like, that work for you, because not everybody likes the same things. And if I've done programs before where they've told me exactly what to eat, and I just can't even eat those things anymore because I was not forced, but I had to eat the same thing over and over and over again. But it also teaches you a lot about food and what is in foods, and things I had no clue before. So it teaches you what to eat, and it teaches you what's in these things, and what you may or may not like, and what works for you on certain days. And for your family too, because you guys are cooking, you're all eating together, you guys can all find things you like that you can make and just everybody can have. So I love that this program teaches you a lot of just about food in general, and what works for you, and what are the right foods to be eating. So let's see here. When should I work out? Everybody, I get a lot of questions about this, and it's suggested that you work out before you break your fast. And that's because you're in a you're in a fasted state, and you're going to burn, do your best burning your fat during those time periods. However, I do not. You can do the workouts when it is most practical for you. I do my workouts. I do 2 in the morning during the week, and most of mine are done in the evening, and I've had great results. So again, the workouts you can do when it's most practical for you. It doesn't have to be in the morning. It doesn't have to be before you've eaten, broken your fast. It just really depends on you. It depends on your day. Maybe you're really busy or you need to sleep in. Not going to affect really your results. Take the pressure off of yourself. Don't feel like you have to be hitting your macros perfectly every day. We are just easing into this program. We are learning all about the strategies. So remember, don't be hard on yourself. Take your time. I am here to support you. I want you to make sure that you know that we are focusing on progress, and just to stay positive. Another something I want to talk about the workouts real quick. If you have not exercised in a really long time and you're just starting out again, you can start out with the beginner workout, but you can cut that in half, or you can do the home workout and do one round of the exercises, or maybe some of the exercises don't work for you. We can modify those, but just ease into this, especially if you haven't worked out in a really long time. This isn't something where you have to go right out of the gates and be doing every single workout, especially those home workouts. They will get progressively more difficult over the course of the 7 weeks. So you don't want to overexert yourself if you're just starting out exercising again. Just ease into this. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me and I can help you kind of modify or suggest what exercises to do. And then over time, you guys can just increase. Let's see. So just continue, you guys, to stay positive. If you get any these next few days, these low carb days especially, you may get a headache just because you're taking in less carbs. Just remember, drink lots of water, stay hydrated. So many times I've seen people not drink enough and also not eat enough. You want to make sure that you are eating enough food. We need to get enough fuel to maximize fat burn, to maximize our energy levels. And if you undereat, you can really do the opposite of what our goal is to increase fat loss. You want to continue to, shed those inches and have more energy, not only on the fat loss and the inches, but you want to also, we're kind of like helping ourselves from the inside out. It will give us more energy. I sleep better. You'll start to notice all of these things, but if you're not eating enough, you could also cause damage to your thyroid. So remember, it is really important that we are getting the right foods at the right times for the right reasons. Suggested portions. We can talk about that. The suggested portions, are you talking about on the printout I gave you, the 50, 30, 20, or for your meals? We can talk more about that, Carla. You can send me a message and I will look and see exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the foods, and I can help you out with that. So let's see. If you need any help also with your MyFitnessPal, please let me know. On our regular macro days, we want to make sure that we're eating the suggested, for the meals, the suggested macros that our MyFitnessPal recommends based on our goals and our weight that we put in. So let's see. Some of us too think, wow, I'm eating so much food. I know when you're eating whole food, you can eat a lot more. So you want to eat until you're 80% full. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I've eaten so much and I can't eat anymore, that's fine. You can stop. If you don't hit your exact macros for that day, like if you're not severely under eating, or if you don't hit your calories, that's all right. You want to eat until you're full. And then sometimes I eat, especially when I break my fast, if I eat and I get full, I save it and I have it as a snack on my drive home, or I save it for later. Don't forget to check in with me daily with your nutrients page. So on your MyFitnessPal, I've showed you guys that nutrients chart. I'd like you to take a screenshot and send that to me daily at the end of the day so I can check and make sure that you're balancing your macros, that you are eating, especially eating enough. It's so important that you guys are getting enough food in there. So just to kind of go over, Mondays and Tuesdays are low carb days for women. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are regular macro days for women. And Fridays and Sundays are our low macro, which we're eating 25% less of each macronutrient, low macro days. And those are also our active recovery and rest days. The men's cycle is a little bit different. They have a low carb day on Mondays and Tuesdays and Fridays. They do not have a low macro day. And Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays are all regular macro days for them. So keep in mind that we are in day 1. We are having a low carb day. I'm so excited to be on this journey with all of you. It's going to be great. I just love that we're getting healthy together and that I can be here to support and coach you through. If you have any questions, and Carla, I'll help you with the suggested portions, but really, I don't, when you're planning your meals, I would just always have a protein, a carb, a veggie, and portion sizing too just kind of depends on you and what works for you. I typically, when I plug my food in, just to let you guys know, when I plug it into my FitnessPal, like for example, today I'll probably have salmon. So I will go and get a 4-ounce piece of salmon. Sometimes I buy a little more than that and save it for the next day. A 4-ounce piece of salmon. Oh yeah, Christina. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Like, I love doing this. 4-ounce piece of salmon, and then I will only have like cruciferous veggies. I'll have a cup of broccoli and just keep those together. And even because we can only have cruciferous veggies on these days because they're low on carb, I'll eat even a cup of spinach with that. And then I will put on like 2 tablespoons of the Primal Kitchen salad dressing, because that's high in fat. But I kind of go by the portions on what it's said in my FitnessPal. Like when I scan an item, it'll come up and show me different ways to measure it. And we talked about this the other day. I know, Carly, you were doing something a little bit different. But I kind of go by those suggestions and kind of see where it fits into my FitnessPal. So I know that 4 ounces of salmon has like 21 grams of protein in it. So I know that's going to fit for that day. And on low carb days, I typically actually have 2 bigger meals and like a small snack in between, because the less carb intake, it's better. I feel like I have this big giant salad on those days, and then I put in so I'll have a big giant bowl of like spinach for lunch, and then I will put the salad dressing, I will put grilled chicken on it, I will put sunflower seeds, I'll put some avocado in it. I only have a half of an avocado. So it really just kind of depends as you're kind of planning. I just really go on the measurements that I see in my FitnessPal, and then I look and see how it's calculated when I plug it in, and I'll look to see what I have left. So it's really kind of like just a math game and balancing. I try not to eat one whole avocado in one sitting on low carb days. I try to do half and half, because I want to sometimes save it for later too, because avocados are really, really high in fat and healthy fat. So I hope this helps, but I can help you out. Send me a message too, about the portions, but a lot of it's kind of trial and error, and you guys will figure it out over the course of this process. But I'm definitely here to help figure all those things out with you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I know I just said that, but I'm saying it again because I know you guys are thinking things. And don't second guess yourself. You guys know too. You guys know your body. Listen to your body, and ease into it. I'm not sure how. I know you guys have been working on breaking your fast a little bit later each day, and some of us are kind of modifying that. But we need to make sure, most importantly, we are listening to our body. So if we are feeling like, oh my gosh, I need to eat something, then you should, because we are easing into this. So I know I break my fast typically around noon. I finish about 8. I have clients that break their fast at 11. I have some clients that break their fast at 10. So it really just depends on what works for you and what's practical. So again, listen to your body, stay hydrated, drink tons and tons of water. I've been drinking a lot of herbal tea lately too. One tip though, I do drink from Starbucks. This is actually really great. I buy the Trinta. It's like the biggest one they have. I get green tea, with a splash of peach infusion, unsweetened, and I have those on low carb days before I break my fast, and they are really good. However, is it okay to adjust it by hour or so each day? You can if that works for you. If it's not, I feel like if it's not vastly different, like some days I break mine at 11:30, because what time kindergarten goes to lunch at 11:25. I have a client that breaks hers at 11:30 every day. And some days I break mine, at 12. So if like say some days you break yours at 11 and break yours at 12, as long as you're keeping it in that 8 hour window, you should be fine. Again, if that's what's practical for you, then that's what you definitely should be doing. As long as you're staying in that fasted state for the 16 hours and you have the 8 hour feeding window. And some of us may extend that feeding window, from, 10 to like a 12-12, that's okay too. But we can gradually move up to the 16-8 fasting window. But again, we're just learning and we're just easing into this. So we want to not, just if we need some time to ease into that fasting window, then that's what we need to do, because we want to make sure we're listening to your body and make sure that you are getting the fuel that you need. We don't need to go right into it if we're not ready for it yet. So again, just ask me any questions if you have them, and I can help you with that too. So again, the green tea, I just want to it has a lot of caffeine in it, and I have a couple of clients, one who was drinking a lot of green tea, even like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes it has so much caffeine, if you have trouble falling asleep at night, that's something to keep in mind. You don't ever really want to have coffee after 3 o'clock, because it's a lot of caffeine, obviously, and it might keep you awake, but sometimes we need it too. Like, I'll probably have some later today as well. But you guys, I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. So I will, every single day on the Facebook thread, I want you to check in with me there, again, with your nutrients, a screenshot of your nutrients page, just post it on there. I'll post one on there today too, so you guys can see that. Or you can email it to me, and I can look at it there as well. So some of you aren't on Facebook, so I'm going to be working with you on email, and I will be sending out this video later on today as a replay for those who weren't able to make it. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, today and tomorrow are low carb days, and also make sure to check your email and check in on your Facebook thread every day. There will be a post there for you with some information. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.